Hey guys, look over here to your right. That's a gator's head right there, guys. Now Matt, you were asking before about the biggest one. That one right there right now. Yeah, it looks like a rock with eyeballs.
Like just the top of his.
Good camouflage. Yeah, there he goes. Yeah, there he went.
That's a big dude right there. All right, let's put that air conditioner back on and we will keep rolling.
Here now is Matt Austin and Ginger Gadsden with Florida's 4th Estate. Sponsored by Light Orlando, delivering hope together.
Hello everyone and welcome to another fantastic, beautiful edition of Florida's 4th Estate.
It's always beautiful because you're on.
Oh boy, he wants some cash. No. I cannot believe that this is what we get to do for a living today. We are out here in Osceola County on beautiful Lake Toho. And it is just stunning today. And I'm fangirling just a little bit. You're going to find out why in just a moment.
Giant fan.
No, but I'm fangirling because the person who is our guest today, I only know him on social media, but he's like a rock star to me.
Yes, he's a very good photographer, but he's an airboat captain out here. He knows this ecology better than most. And you're going to be surprised, though, because he's an Italian guy from the Bronx.
What?
Captain John Ruggieri.
Yes, sir.
Good to see you, my friend.
My gosh.
Thank you for joining us on the show.
Oh my gosh.
Ginger was all excited to meet you because she follows you as an Instagram.
You're Johnry from the block.
Yeah, basically.
Forget J-Lo.
Oh, yeah, without all the controversy.
Yeah.
So good to see you out here, John.
Likewise.
He just took us for an airboat ride, and it was amazing. You move that thing around like it's a
like
go-kart or something.
It's like a dance.
It's very impressive. I want to talk about that later. But tell us about the ecology out here. You've been doing this since 2008. 26,000 rides you've given.
At least.
What do you think about the landscape here? Is it different from most places around the country?
Oh, it is unique within its own way. What you see here is just an absolute gift, and that's one of the best things you can offer to the guests that come out here is taking them out and bringing them out into that environment so they can actually see what the natural beauty of Florida is all about.
It is gorgeous.
It is so okay. So, and you have been doing this. Give us a little history lesson on how you got here, because this is not your first rodeo or first airboat.
It actually was my first airboat job. It was, and it was out of absolute desperation. Back in 2007, 2008, I lost a position with another company north of here where I was the marina manager, and I thought I would find something a lot faster. It didn't happen, so I went and I added another amendment to my license, and in doing so, there was a poster on the wall, Airboat Captains Needed, and I figured, well, I'm a licensed captain. I've never run one, but I'm pretty good at learning stuff, so I rolled the dice, and here I am. 2024. It's been a bunch of years.
And so yeah, this isn't not anybody can ride. What do you call this?
Pilot.
Oh, neither one of the things I chose. Perfect. So it takes a lot of skill, I can tell, especially parking this thing. I can barely pull into a parallel parking spot. And you flip this thing around. How did you get used to doing it, and how much experience did you need before you felt comfortable?
Basically, I was trained by some of the guys that have been here, senior guys that have been here for almost 30 years now. And it was just 5 days of training, and then they cut me loose. And then after that, you know, they give you a couple of times to try to dock, and as long as you show some kind of skill level with that, where you're not awkward and sideways and so on, then they just trust you and let you go. And then from that point, it's basically trial and error. A lot of little intricacies and things that you see and we felt out there while we were riding the sliding, the fun aspects of it. It takes you a little while to go ahead and get comfortable with that.
Yeah, I'm glad you got a little desperate, because you're doing one of the most fabulous jobs. This is only my second time out on an airboat, right? And it is fantastic. But when you're out there in nature and you spot things, we're like, that's a rock. We don't,
Oh
there
no, it's a 12-foot alligator.
Oh my God, how? Okay, that also takes some time to learn how to spot that as well.
It does, and it's not so much by training your eye as it is training your brain. Once you can lock in and you learn what those signatures are, it becomes second nature after that.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about this lake behind us here. You told us on the airboat ride there are 5,000 to 6,000 alligators just on this lake. So basically, I feel like if you fell out of the boat, you would land on an alligator.
You know, I wish it were the case. It's not. My job is not that easy, unfortunately. It doesn't work like that. The 5,000 or 6,000 are spread out over 22,000 square acres, which is what the total area of the lake is. So they're everywhere. They're deep, they're shallow, they're all over the place.
Yeah, and people expect they come out, and on a day like today, where it is really hot today,
It is.
and they expect still to see the wildlife they normally would. But they're smart too. That's why they have survived. So they're not going to be sitting out sunning themselves today.
No, and that's one of the biggest challenges from the driver's seat. The two things you really have no control over are the weather and the wildlife. So we do the best we can, and with the experience you learn those little spots and those little niches where you can get into and know that, okay, I'm expecting to find them here.
Yeah.
And then you cross your fingers and hope for the best.
And you are a long way from the Bronx right now.
A little bit,
my
yeah,
friend.
just a touch.
So why have you stayed here for so long, and what is it that calls you to this particular landscape?
So initially this started off as just a job out of absolute desperation and need to provide for my wife. And then as time progressed, it became a passion. And it's morphed into learning about all the biology. The airboat riding is one thing, and learning the dynamics of the boat to do that safely is one thing. But then on top of that, when you incorporate the fact that now I do a lot of photography as well, you kind of up that passion a little bit more, and you become more or less an advocate of the environment.
And
as
Matt,
well.
this is where I'm going to step in and tell you that this man is a phenomenal photographer, because I think it is something extra when you can photograph wildlife without disturbing it. But you've caught some amazing things, but you have
Thank
a
you,
trained eye for it. No, seriously. And that's how I know you. Like, this is the first
Right.
time we're meeting, but I follow you on social media because I just admire so much of your work, and you've helped me plan some trips for bird watching.
I know,
as
I'm
Matt likes
pushy,
to-
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. Be pushy all you want, because you've given great advice. But when you take it to that level, when you can appreciate nature like that and then capture its essence, what is that like?
It's probably the most rewarding thing that you could ever possibly get to. And it comes in stages. Initially you see an eagle sitting on a pole or on a tree, and you're like, ooh, I got to take that picture. And then it becomes, okay, I'm bored with that. So now I want the eagle hunting. I want the eagle with prey. I want the eagle flying. Yeah,
I want the eagle fighting a sandhill crane.
Exactly.
Which he actually got.
Exactly, yeah. So you just keep upping that game and raising the bar a little bit higher each time, just to try to find something that's more interesting and adding the secondary elements to the photography, which is that's what keeps me coming out here every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, so one of the things that was fascinating that you were talking about while we were out on the lake is the depth. A lot of lakes, it might be 50 feet at some points. Here, you say the deepest it gets is about...
Where we run, generally it's chest deep or less.
Okay.
And it could be as little as 5 to 7 inches.
Ankle deep. Okay.
Yeah, ankle deep. And the deepest part of the lake, which we don't go anywhere near, was only 12 foot at its best.
Wow.
It's a very shallow lake.
Okay. So, one, I want you to tell us, because I only know it as Lake Toho, and I'm not going to attempt the actual name
Let
of it.
him say it,
Tell us
'cause
the name of the lake and how you know, because you pointed out some signs that it is in good health right now.
It is.
So say the name fully.
Say its name.
Say its name.
Tahopa-Kalega.
Tahopa-Kalega.
Toho.
Toho.
That's what we refer to. On the news, they try to put this name
I
in our
understand. I'm not gonna
teleprompter
do it.
In the
sometimes.
scripts, it's
no.
like a whole line long.
Toho. We go
Exactly.
Lake Toho.
So what are the signs that you can tell that Lake Toho is actually healthy and vibrant?
Some of the biggest signs that you see out there are specific types of vegetation that are strong, healthy, and making a beautiful comeback. And one other thing to me that's kind of a keystone species out here are the Everglades snail kites, which since 1967 have been on the endangered and protected list, whereas today, since 2018, their numbers went from 1,500 to over 3,000. So they're starting to trend in the right direction, which is a good sign.
Yeah,
that's a good
and those
marker.
yellow flowers are also another sign. Tell us
American
about
lotus
those.
flowers, absolutely. Those are a seasonal blossom.
Those are native to here?
Yeah, seasonal blossom that start here. You find them in around the end of May, and they're going to continue and stay with us till about mid to late September.
Nice. One of
they're
the
beautiful.
best parts of that whole journey out there.
Yeah, I
He
knew you guys would
parks
love
you
that.
Yeah.
In the middle of all of these lotus flowers.
And yell selfie time.
It was
Yeah,
very
see?
Yes, absolutely. John, thank you so much.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
for taking
Thank you
us
guys
on
for
this
coming
trip
out. It's
into
been
your
such a pleasure
office.
meeting you.
Wow,
Yes.
it was
Yeah.
beautiful. You're an amazing driver. If you want to ever go to a Boggy Creek airboat ride, ask for John, Captain John. He is the cream of the crop. And if you want to follow his pictures, how do
Oh
we,
my
how do
gosh,
we get
yeah.
you?
Can you tell us about that?
Facebook, Airboat Photographer. Pretty simple.
You will not regret it. I promise you 100%.
Airboat photographer from the Bronx. He can also make a great spaghetti, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. You don't want to mess with my penny alla vodka.
Oh, that's my favorite.
Now we're talking.
Oh my gosh.
Now we got a dinner date. All right.
All right, we're going to go eat.
Cool. Thank you, guys.
everybody.
Thank you so much.
And thank you for watching Florida's Fourth Estate. You can download it from wherever you listen to podcasts or watch anytime on News 6 Plus.